2 years we've been doing this together, 24 months and 731 days. There's been countless videos, countless growth, and so much more. Today we are talking about 2 years of Balance While Blooming, what has changed, what has happened, and really my own transformation, and how I hope that me sharing what I've gone through in the last 2 years can really help you not only balance your life, believe in yourself, build the life of your dreams, and become the next person that you want to be, this next level, but also sharing what is possible for you. What I want you to understand how far I've come, how much I've achieved, and the journey that I've been on. And I hope that this gives you some inspiration, some help, and some understanding of the transformation, the growth, and change that I have made in 2 years by just choosing to start messy, start showing up, and really talking about every single area of life and where I was and where I am today. And let me tell you, disclaimer, that I am not where I want to be yet, but I can tell you where I was 2 years ago is miles away from where I am today. So I'm really proud of not only the success that I've gone through, the journey that I've gone through, and the person that I am today, but I also know that there is so much further to grow, to change, and evolve, and I can't wait for you to come along on that journey with me. So welcome back to Balance While Blooming. We've been doing this for 2 years now. I cannot believe it. This is a community where we share all the ways to believe in yourself, build the life of your dreams, balance all areas of life while blooming consistently to show up and become next level and become the person of your dreams. It is possible. It is something that you need to work on, but it is something that I'm here to not only inspire you, but show you the way. And we are all on our own journeys. So join along, let's support each other, and let's take it one day at a time. I cannot believe that when you guys are seeing this, exactly 2 years ago to the Friday was my first video. Now, why did I decide to start Balance While Blooming is because I was lost. I felt unfulfilled. I felt like I just didn't have any passions, any purpose, or really have control over my life. So let's rewind a little bit and talk about where I was. I was 23 years old. I was just coming back from vacation, and I had these big dreams, these big goals, and I had just gotten married. So I was not in a lost place with any relationship or anything in my life, and I had my job that is now my career, and I didn't know if that was for me, but I knew that it was stable, it was comfortable, and I knew that I had enough information. I had just finished college. I had taken my time doing a few classes while I was still at my job, and I just felt like I didn't have that next vision. I was living in a very small timeline of 3 to 6 months because I was still in that school schedule. I was still in this life of working 3 to 6 months, quarterly, 6 months at a time. So I was also living day by day. I was showing up for my classes. I was going to work. I was hoping that the other areas of life would just come in, but I had very limited hobbies and limited passions that I didn't know what was to come when I started taking control of my life. So now let's fast forward what has happened. Honestly, my relationship has been better than ever. Even though we are only 2 years married, we've been together for 6 years, and this growth and this work-life balance that I've created has bloomed our relationship beyond. We have better communication than ever. We have date nights. We have intentional time together. And not only that, we are talking beyond 3 to 6 months. I am looking at 1, 3, 5 years at a time, really determining what I want to achieve, what I want to accomplish, and breaking those down into not only a yearly goal or 3-month goal or 6-month goal, but we are really breaking it down into monthly goals, which I share here with you guys, is my monthly intentions, my monthly resets. I have incorporated that over the last 2 years of showing up monthly, knowing exactly what my intentions are. Do I always achieve them? No, but I'm now intentionally taking action and intentionally planning to not only have that work-life balance, but I get to touch every single area of life. And I've created areas of life. I didn't even have that before. I didn't even know that I had to plan my categories of life. And with that, I have created passions, I've created purpose, I've created hobbies that now are starting to align with this person I want to be. And I get to create a community with you guys of other people who are building their life, blooming, achieving greatness, and changing their mindset, their productivity, and so much more to become next level. And all of that being said, I want you to know that just because all of that has happened to me in 2 years and how I break down my areas of life and how much has changed and been accomplished, you are on your own journey. You are on your own path, and I could be so much further. I could be so much more behind, but I've been taking action every single day, and this is how it's come. I've hit the challenges, I've hit the setbacks, I've hit the things that are going to hold me back, that I need to fail forward. And it's really important that you understand that this community of people are all going to be at different levels. We're all going to be in different times, and we're all at different areas of our life in our own timeline. It's really important that you understand that you don't want to judge my progress, my intentions, my actions with yours. You need to be on your own journey. You need to be on your own path, and you need to write your own story. But here I am sharing and hopefully inspiring you to take action, take control back of your life, because so much can be accomplished. I do challenge you to look at your life and see what you've accomplished in the last year, or in the last 2 years, or 3 years, 5 years, and see how far you've come. You may not be where you want to be yet, but you're also not who you were if you started taking action any point in my journey. And I hope that you keep going on this journey with me, being part of this community and showing up for yourself. So let's jump in our areas of life of where we were and where we are today, and how much we've accomplished, not only as a community and not only all the things that I've shared, the habits I've learned, the systems I've created, but also the actions and progress that can actually happen in 2 years. And when I sat down for this video, let me tell you, I wanted to cry. I had no idea how much I've actually accomplished. Now, I'm not sharing any real numbers, any real facts. I am just doing this from a surface level, but I did do an in-depth reflection of all my areas of life, how far I've come, the things I've accomplished, and really the way that I saw my life has completely changed, because I did realize how much I actually have achieved over the last 2 years. So I challenge you to do that same, because you have no idea how much it can help you motivate yourself and be more disciplined to show up and see even more growth in the next 2 years. So first is time. Let me tell you, I was mindless planning. I tried different planners. I tried different ways to take action, and honestly, I didn't have any intention of what I actually wanted to do. So I started showing up day by day, just hoping that the actions that I took would add up, or that the things that I was even doing in my day would progress to the person I want to be. Now, where am I at today? I have tried so many planning methods. I have different techniques. I figured out how to time block, how to take action, to know my top 3. What do I need to accomplish? What priorities do I need to set? But not only that, I have also set goals with actions. I've created intention with the time in my day. I have planned weekly, monthly, daily, and I have also created habits, routines, and systems that help my life be accomplished. I feel like I am no longer mindlessly planning. I have these intentions, and that instead of going day by day, I'm looking at the bigger scale of what can I get done monthly? How do I break that down weekly and show up daily? Next is health and wellness. I used to go to the gym. I used to show up, but I really focused only on lifting. I felt like random, whatever I felt in the day workouts, and really wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't taking supplements. I wasn't worried about what I was putting in my body, and I had not gone to a doctor in probably since 2017. I actually did dental work in 2024. This year I've gotten my eyes checked, we've gotten new glasses, so much has happened. My husband, if we're going to talk about my family, has gone back to a primary care. I need to set that up, but that is the next thing on the list. And then I have a dentist, an eye doctor, and a primary care. So each year I feel like I'm checking something off that box, so I'm really proud of myself. And all that came together for me to really start talking about my health and wellness. I have been showing up at least 4 to 5 times a week consistently over the last 2 years, either at home, at the gym, or walking, or other types of workouts. And I'm not only lifting, I am doing HIIT workouts, I am doing just my body weight, I am doing stretching, I am doing things that kind of feel good on my body, but I'm keeping it within the structure. I know which days I'm doing upper body, which days I'm doing lower body, which days I'm doing full body. So all of that being said, I'm taking control back and understanding that I have the control, but within a structure and a method to become this next level, to become this person. Family is the next area of your life. I will tell you that I was avoiding a lot of my family. I had a big blow up in 2022 with my family, so I have minimal contact with a lot of my family, and I really felt closed off. Now, I will say that my relationship, I already talked about this, was great. My husband and my stepson are a big part of my life, and with all that, I still have date nights. We have family adventures. We have things that we do, but we also have created family traditions that happened in 2025. We have created new ways of handling holidays. We have new ways of showing up for our family, knowing what our boundaries are and what they aren't, so that we can still have that boundary of what I respect of myself, but also doing traditions and showing up for myself. For my home, we are renting this home from my mom, but we are buying very soon, and it has been cluttered, unorganized, and we didn't have any sort of schedule for what we were going to do, whose roles were what, and how our home was even going to be ran. And when I realized my areas of life and understood what I needed to do, not only did we figure out what we do monthly, what we do weekly, we have created decluttering time where right now in 2025 we are decluttering one room a month on average, and we are finding a use for everything. We are finding intentional and systems for how we are going to not only clean, how we're going to do the laundry, when we go to the grocery store, what are the routines and systems that we have to do to achieve those, and understanding not only my role, my husband's role, but also understanding what our daily, weekly, and monthly chores are to keep our house running. Next is passion project. I didn't even have a passion. I barely started a purpose, and my hobbies were limited. Now, I am going to take a step back and say I'm going to talk about my hobbies here. Passion project is work or business. I was already thriving in my job. I knew that it was a career that I could set for myself, and I knew it was something that I could do for a long period of time. And that being said, I've been there 5 years in September, and I'm so proud of all that I've accomplished, the money I make there, and my purpose there for that small business. With that comes Balance While Blooming. I found Balance While Blooming. I found a community. I found something that lightens up my soul, that I get to inspire, that I get to have full control over, and that I get to grow into what I want it to be. I will say that on the back end, it is going slow, and I am not getting the growth that I thought, but what I am getting out of it is friendships. I am getting community and a purpose, and I feel like what I'm doing in 2025 has made a shift for my growth, and how I am taking Balance While Blooming is purposeful for me, and it's becoming more than a passion. It's becoming my purpose. And a big part of that is my Believe to Become mindset, where I talk about this all the time of believing in yourself, building the life of your dreams, balancing your days, and blooming consistently with action until you become this next level or this version of yourself that you want to be. I'm always preaching that. I'm always talking about that. And it's something that I never knew that I needed and believed to become did not even come into a reality until last year. In 2024, I really stepped into the Believe to Become, and that is when my brand and talking about mindset, talking about productivity, and talking about everything that I do here at Balance While Blooming of becoming your next self and becoming this person of your dreams has happened for Balance While Blooming, because not only do you need a balance, but you need to bloom, and all of that comes with believing and building and becoming. You can't just balance while blooming. You need to believe to become. So that has grown and that has evolved, and I am so happy for all that I've accomplished here, and there's so much more to grow. But let's talk about the other areas of life. Finances. When I saw the numbers on finances of not only what we've saved, what we've accomplished, and how far we've come, I could not believe that I was not even saving before. I had everything in my checking account. I knew what I always wanted the balance to be, and I knew that I wanted to have a savings account, but I didn't know what I wanted it to be. Now we have a joint account between me and my husband. We have 2 high yield savings accounts. We have priorities for not only our debt, our good debt, but we also are working through our bad debt. We are prioritizing where our money goes. We have an emergency fund, and we budget weekly and monthly while having a sinking fund where we have our fun money. And it works for itself, and we put a little bit into it as much as we can, and we get to go travel with that. We get to pay our bills in full. We get to make sure that we know that we are set up for success with finances. And let me tell you, when I found the numbers, not for how much I've been posting on Balance While Blooming or the amount of times I've gone to the gym, the finances hit me the hardest, because I knew that I knew how to balance, and I knew that I knew how to save, but seeing the numbers, even though some of those numbers have come and gone, how much we have changed our finances and the situation that we were in the low thousands when we got together, and we had no savings. We had no emergency fund, and now we have multiple 5 figures for our savings, and that's not including the other things that we do with our life, where we still get to eat out, we get to balance our finances and really see where our money goes. Really motivational for what we did with our finances over the last 2 years. And here I go into the growth, personal development. I was so stuck. I was trying things, grasping at things that already existed. And yes, YouTube was a thing, but YouTube is my thing. And I am not trying to fit into someone's mold. I am understanding that I can fail. I can evolve, and that there's always opportunities and outlooks and new visions that are possible, because now I have a growth mindset, and now I know that there's room for growth. Now I know that I am worthy and that I can achieve more, and that where I am today is not where I want to be. I'm not at the end goal. I'm not where I want to be just yet. But looking back over the last 2 years, there's so much personal development, there's so much growth. And I've also learned that I don't need to dive into a personal development book every single month, or having fun with when do I need the growth? When do I need to learn? What do I need to learn is so important, because I was continuously reading books and changing who I was and thinking that I was in a worse situation than I was. But I really understand that as I'm failing and as I am having challenges or setbacks is when I need that personal development, or I need that growth, or I need that lesson. But I don't need to continuously be on a personal development journey. I need to be on a personal growth journey. So my personal development is more my mindset, my creativity, my limiting beliefs, and less about the structure that I have in my life. And that has been, in the last 6 months, something that I have really accomplished, because all of 2024, all of 2023, I needed that personal development. I needed that growth. I needed to understand the opportunities and the things that were there for me. But I also didn't need to change every single aspect of my life from a personal development mindset. So I am so proud of where I am and where I'm going. My spiritual and faith, I don't talk about this a lot over here, so you can skip this if you want, but I did walk away from the church when I left high school. And the universe was there, and I believe in the universe, and I believe that there's a greater being, and I do believe that there is a religion for me. I just don't know what it is yet. But I know that I had to step away and understand that going through this no true belief outside of myself or a greater being or God or universe had to happen. But right now I am trialing new spiritual paths, but I do think that I don't have a distinct faith because I have very strong beliefs. Do know that in my own spirit, in my own faith, what I believe in and what is core to me and the values that I have really evolved into understanding that there's a lot more in the world that I just don't understand yet. And I'm trying to figure that out. And that goes with politics, that goes with faith, that goes with every single area of life, honestly. And understanding what other people believe in and the things that people go through is really something that I aspire to learn about and know more about. But I also know that I have my own opinions, my own thoughts, and my own feelings, and I need to see where my beliefs and my feelings and my thoughts go. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not going to push anything on anyone or even say anything about that because I don't talk about politics here and I don't really want to talk about spiritual and faith, but it is an area of my life that I've grown, I've understood, and I am understanding more day by day. The last one is so much fun, travel adventure. Let me tell you, in 2022, 2023, before I started Balance Will Blooming, it was go big or go home. You were going on flights, we were going on huge trips, we were going to famous places, we were doing week-long trips, and that all took a hit when I'm like, is that what I want? I still love Vegas. I will tell you, I will go back to Las Vegas a million times. I am not a city girl, but I feel like that's not a city. I feel like it's an experience, but I just want to experience these little places and these towns. They're touristy places, but they're not huge. They're more intimate, they're smaller, and road trips are our new thing. I love taking my car. I have a lot of plane anxiety. And it's just a lot of work to plan to go to the airport, get there. If I can drive there, I'm going to. We're gonna travel more places and we are gonna finish up our Cape Cod tour. We're gonna finish our New England drives and then we'll figure out where we're going from there. We are doing more weekend getaways where things that we can drive a couple hours away, and we are just really being intimate with our time as a family and just my husband and I's relationship to just really enjoy our time together. It doesn't really need to be this big extravagant thing to travel and adventure. So overall, I want to say Balance Will Blooming has taught me a lot. It has taught me not only the belief to become by believing in myself, building the life of my dreams, balancing all areas of life, blooming with daily action, and becoming over time the person that I've always wanted to be and living the life of my dreams. And that mindset is over everything. If you change your mindset, you can change your life. I swear by that because it is so important that you know your mindset on every single area of life. You know your areas of life and understanding that it's all about productivity over burnout. You don't need to go all in, but you need to know what you need to do, what intention you need to take, and how you can be your most productive self. Learn yourself, discover who you are, and it is possible to not only change your life, but also experience your life every single day. I'm on my own journey, I'm on my own path, I'm writing my story, but I do hope that my uniqueness, my power in taking control over my life over the last 2 years with you has changed your life a little or inspired you to start taking action. And if you are new here, there. Of course, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and be part of this blooming journey. It is something that I inspire to do every single day, show up for you guys, and this is a new fuel to fire. So again, challenge yourself. So look where you've been in the last 6 months, year, 3 years, whatever it is for you. And I cannot believe we've been doing this together for 2 years. And I cannot believe the day you see this is the first Friday of June. And 2 years ago, I was scared to hit post. And I am so grateful. I did not realize how far I've come until I did this outline in this video and really thought about it. And then I was so excited for what else is to come. How many people's lives I can change, how many people I can inspire to go on their own journey and just show up for themselves. Because remember, if you change your mindset, you start getting productive, anything is possible. Anything and everything is possible. Your wildest dreams, all that you want to accomplish starts by choosing to start today. So if you have not started your journey, come on over. If you've accomplished anything or achieved anything in the last 2 years on your transformational journey, drop it in the comments. I cannot wait to celebrate you. Or if you're starting today, what goals do you want to hit? And let's hold each other accountable and let's keep showing up. So as always, keep balancing, keep blooming, and I will see you guys soon. Bye, guys.